Hi, welcome to Bookie. Today we will unlock the book The Black Swan, The Impact of the Highly Improbable. If someone said that tomorrow is always full of unknowns and risks, you may think that they are being a bit alarmist. However, this was true of September 10, 2001. Who could have ever predicted that terrorist attacks would happen the very next day? These events stunned the entire world. That morning, terrorists hijacked 4 passenger airliners. One of the planes crashed on the ground. 2 planes crashed into the World Trade Center in New York. The sky was filled with clouds of smoke, and both towers collapsed within 2 hours. The 4th plane crashed into the Pentagon in Washington and partially damaged the building. Nobody on those 4 planes survived. About 3,000 people were killed, 600 more than the victims of the attack on Pearl Harbor. It can be said that the September 11 attacks destroyed the entire World Trade Center and part of the Pentagon. But more importantly, it damaged America's sense of peace and security. What was shocking about the attacks were not only its sudden and disastrous consequences, but also why the United States of America, which has the world's most advanced means of communication and intelligence, failed to predict this long-planned plot. Now, you may have an idea about what the term Black Swan refers to. It indicates an unexpected and impactful event. It's beyond expectations and brings about immense influence. The September 11 attacks are a typical black swan. However, if you think that black swans are limited to national affairs, you are wrong. In fact, black swans are everywhere. They have an impact on issues ranging from national and social security to our daily lives. Hence, let's see what the book The Black Swan has to say about why it's hard to predict a black swan, and how we should cope with the unpredictable future. The author of this book, Nassim Nicholas Taleb, is a researcher at the New York University Courant Institute of Mathematical Sciences. He also wrote several best-selling books, such as Fooled by Randomness, An-tifragile, and Skin in the Game. In his early years, he was a businessman and dealt with various financial products in New York and London. Now, he serves as a distinguished professor at New York University. The Black Swan is the epitome of Taleb's thoughts concerning uncertainty, and a book full of prophetic wisdom. Taleb is also known as the father of the Black Swan for putting forward the Black Swan theory. Besides enjoying the status of a classic in the sociocultural field, the book was listed as a bestseller by the New York Times for more than a year, and has been published in over 30 languages. Next, we will deconstruct the core contents of The Black Swan in 3 parts to understand how we can cope with the unpredictable future. Part 1. What are the characteristics of the Black Swan? Part 2. Why can't we predict the Black Swan? Part 3. How can we cope with the impact of the Black Swan? According to Taleb, the Black Swan has 3 characteristics: unpredictable, impactful, and post hoc explainable. First, the Black Swan is unpredictable. In other words, people can't find any evidence from the past, which may indicate that the event was likely to take place. For example, Europeans had been seeing white swans for thousands of years, and so they took it for granted that all swans must be white. During the Age of Discovery, they landed in Australia and were amazed by the sight of black swans, going against what they had known for so many years. As such, Taleb named this type of event the Black Swan. Let's look at another example. With the intention of setting out for India, Christopher Columbus discovered the American continent by accident. He mistakenly believed it to be India, and so he called the locals Indians. In reality, he had intended to find Asia, and never expected that his accidental discovery would change the course of world development. Following the discovery of the New World, Europeans continued to migrate to the Americas, leading to a wave of migration in human history. As you can see, these examples demonstrate the unpredictability of the Black Swan. Both the sighting of black swans by Europeans, and Columbus's discovery of the American continent were unpredictable. The second characteristic is that the black swan is impactful.